Now, good afternoon, everybody. As part of our learning and understanding structure, Forex and how it behaves, up and down movement. The only way you can take advantage of the market is when you have a knowledge, not that because it has moved here and you're telling yourself, oh, I should have gotten out here and gained something. Of course, you must know what next is going to do and what move is going to make after, after that. So when you have an idea of you have a knowledge of what structure is all about and what wave is going to do, I think you'll be more confident to say, okay, if anything changes, okay, this is what is likely to change, and you take advantage of the market. So I will be teaching us on what structure break is all about, structure break, and how we deal with structure break. Usually, when you have a structure that is broken, like this one now, on this time frame, this is a structure that is broken here. So there's a break of structure to the upside. And when you have a break of structure to the upside, it's not as if price is going to turn immediately to break the structure down again. It doesn't happen like that. Once you have a structure break, you have a structure break. A structure break tells you the movement it's going in that direction of structure break. But of course, they're going to have a correction down towards where the structure was broken before moving further. So where they're now moving further to is what you don't know. So this is a structure break on a 1 hour. You can see. So this candle confirms that structure break. Now let's go to 4 hour and see another structure break on 4 hour on Euro USD. Now, structure break on 4 hour on a USD. This is another example of a structure break here. So you can see this last structure here. From here, so even though it was broken by a fringe of this price action to the upside, it is not a false breakout. So it's also a structure break. A structure break tells you that is the end of a particular trend. Be it 30 minutes time frame, be it 15 minutes time frame, be it 1 hour or 4 hour or daily time frame or weekly time frame or monthly time frame. So once you see a structure break, it tells you there is a structure break, which means that the move is going to be in the line of that structure that was broken. So they're going to move against it because you have broken the structure. But not that they are going to move and continue to move all, at once. They are going to retest that structure. And to what level they are going to retest that structure, it is what your knowledge of wave and Elliott would, give you an edge over. So we are seeing a structure break here on the 4 hour. If you go to the daily, do we have a structure break on the daily? A structure break on the daily, example of that, this is the daily candle here. This is the daily candle here. So here is an example of a structure break to the downside. So this structure here had been broken to the downside. That's an example of a structure break to the downside. And how do we deal with that? Even though there's a structure break and the price had been moving down, will the price continue to move down and down and down? It is not. So we must know when we have a structure break, now we have a new structure unfolding. And when the new structure is unfolding, we begin to count the structure that is unfolding and begin to see how it's going until we see to the end of that structure. If we go to the weekly, can we see an example of a structure break to the weekly? Now, this is a weekly candle. This is an example of a structure break here. So we can see that we are broken this structure here on the weekly. So this is the structure, the last structure here, and it's just been broken here. It tells you now the line, the price is going now is to go up. Even though materially the price is to go up, we had seen on the daily candle formation that the price had made a structural break to the downside. Now, recently, the price had made a structural break on the 4 hour to the upside. And as well, again, we corrected downward towards that structure. And now, today, we have another structural break to the upside by this tiny candle here that tells us we are still going bullish for now. But going bullish for now, does it mean that we are going to continue to break all this structure to the upside? Definitely not. You are not a magician to work all that out. I'm just showing us a structure break. And now that we have this structure break, it is a tendency for price, having broken a structure, to come down towards that structure to retest it. So for me, I will still think that this price has a tendency to come down towards the structure to retest it. There is a structure break here because the first retest of the structure break you will first see is on the 15-minute time frame, then 30 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, daily time frame, then before you now have a weekly or monthly time frame, retest of that structure. So we had broken this structure to the upside, and we have had a new structure formation to the upside, which may look like a 3, 4, and a 5, or which technically we can still regard as an A, B, and a C. But for me, I would rather regard as a 3, 4, and a 5, based on what I've seen and the relationship of these to the fib relationship of this wave to each other. Now, on the monthly, do we have a structure break? This is how to think. Now, on the monthly, is there any structure to the monthly that we have broken? And this is the structure that we have broken on the monthly. You can see that this candle and this candle had confirmed that we have broken the structure to the monthly. So on the monthly, we are seeing a retest to retest this structure by what is happening now. But how deep, we'll soon find out how deep. Because the price on the monthly may just make a bullish return around this level to begin to go down again to now test the weekly structure. Which is around this level. We are going to retest this structure around this level, That is what we are expecting. So for whatever game that is going on, what I expect is a retest around this structure on this time frame, which we have not seen. Now, let me go back to the 1 hour time frame. At times, depending on the kind of game that is being played on the forex market, we noticed that when DXY was, going bullish, DXY, when it was going bullish, let me go back to DXY. When it was going bullish, what gave us a clue that we had seen the end was, apart from the structure break that we are seeing now, the first thing was that we had an early breach of that structure of the trend line. We had an early breach of this trend line here. The fact that we had a break of this trend line, we still had price going up to retest. But this is an early sign before we had a proper break. This proper break tells you there is a break of this structure. Now, that we break this structure now again to the downside, we should expect, based on what the upper larger time frame is giving us, that when we have a break of structure, we should first think that break of structure should give us a minimum of ABC correction. So as we are thinking that when we have a structure break, the minimum we should get is an ABC correction, which again could turn to be a 1, 2, 3 move. An ABC correction potentially may turn to be a 1, 2, 3 move. That is just nothing but the two alternatives of when you break structures that we must have at the back of our mind. So if it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 or ABC, we don't have a problem with that. But we just must know at what level something stops being an ABC and is a 1, 2, 3. It's as simple. And when we have that end of the last leg, if it's the third wave, that is, we think is the third wave, instead of it turning down to break the structure, it will continue to go up. If it's an ABC, once you have A and a B and a C, once you turn down and you count the fifth wave of the C and you break the structure to the other side, then you know that may end that. So, it's a learning curve for us that we must understand how we make use of a break of a structure and a trend line and what to expect as a minimum of when we have that break of a structure. Let me go back to Euro USD. And I will now walk from top to down, from the top to bottom now on this break of a structure. Let's use this. Now, and let's go to weekly again. Going to weekly time frame, again on this Euro USD, we had broken this structure, but we know that we have broken this structure. For now, we should do at least a minimum of ABC correction to the upside, regardless of the data behind on my left that I don't even know. And I don't want to know, self. You don't even have to know. You don't even have to know what is behind on the left side of this screen. But that we have a break of structure here tells me that we should do a minimum of ABC correction on this time frame. So time frame to time frame will give us a clue of where price will get to. So we've seen a break of structure here. Now, these had moved up. Will the price continue to move up? No. Now, the formation here and the kind of structure we have here tell us that there's a momentum divergence or a loss of momentum and that the price wants to do a correction. What kind of correction? So if I bring out my instrument of drawing here, then we can see that even here, after these had formed and this had gone up to do a supposedly 3, 4, 5, now we are seeing a structure break here again on the weekly. So that because we've had a structure break on the weekly means that we are now correcting weekly, we are doing a weekly correction. Let me go to the daily so that we can see very well. Now we can see that we had this weekly trend formed by a 1 and a 2. Now, that we are breaking it now means probably that we want to do a proper 2 in that time frame too to the downside. That we have broken a structure of the weekly correction, of the weekly time frame to the downside means that we are probably correcting the entire run to the upside on a weekly as a possible wave B or a possible wave 2. That is just the meaning of it. So that once we understand that, then we should not, but we must also know that not immediately that you have a break of structure, even on the weekly, the price will just continue to move down. The price is going to retest that structure broken, and even on the weekly. So even here, which structure do we think we broke on the weekly here? This is the structure that we broke by that trend line around this area. So we may be having a retest around this area before we go down again. So let me bring it out again. So it's around this area, that is, we broke a structure around this area. Of course, on the daily, we had broken a daily structure around there. We are going down. But now, we had broken this structure formally, the weekly structure formally around this area. So any retest around this area, around the trend line, is what we should be expecting. But of course, price is not going to now tell us, oh, it's at this point of this trend line that price is going to rise before we go more down on Euro USD to finish our wave 2 correction. So now we are seeing that on the daily correction, on the 4-hour correction, we had broken a structure also on the 4-hour correction. So we can see at this level, we had broken the weekly correction. So we might be retesting around this level or slightly above this level before price come down again. Now, but because the first one you will see, it's Now, taking out the 4 hour or taking out the 1 hour before you take out the 4 hour, before you take out the daily or the weekly. That's the progression. So now, after this daily correction that broke the structure up here, now the trend again has signified a 4-hour break of this structure, which tells you there is an end of this trend for now, momentarily. So if we break it for now, the minimum we should expect is an ABC correction to the upside to come down. That should be a minimum of an ABC correction to come down before we turn down again. On the daily, I hope I'm not losing you. On the daily, so we are seeing this movement. We broke this to the downside, then we should be expecting that this should be an ABC to the downside because we broke the weekly. So we should see these as a minimum of an ABC on that daily. And I've not seen an ABC. If people count this one as an A, B, and C, which some people, think that is it, because the structure is not just complete for me. I won't take this as an A, B, and a C. If this one wants to be an AB, then it should have had a good fib relationship with this A, and this B could have turned down before 100, maybe at 50, 68, 70 something, or 90, or at 123 or 161.8 to the downside. So it didn't form that. The only thing that behaves this way to me, in terms of the knowledge that I've gathered now in my maybe very short, about 4 years of my experience on Forex, the only thing that behaves like this is a truncation of wave 5, and this is 4 and a 5. So I still want to believe that on this time frame, on a weekly time frame and daily time frame that we have been seeing, we want to do an A, B, and a C. That is the way. What makes a whole lot of sense to me now. So back to the 4 hourly, we are broken the structure. We are trying to do ABC on the daily, which is this A. And we are trying to work out a B wave on this time frame, on the daily, to correct the weekly. So, and in trying to do a B wave, this B wave will also divide itself into an ABC. So now, the A wave, the supposedly A wave had declared an unbroken structure to the upside. This structure had been broken, which tells me at least the minimum we should do is price will not just break this structure and turn down. When this one was coming down, I wasn't even expecting it to break the low. I wasn't expecting it. For that rule, I knew they are going to turn up. So now we are seeing this as an A, we are seeing this as a B, we want to see this as a C. But we know that every A can be 5 waves or 3 waves. But B always is a 3-wave. Is a 3-wave format, a 3-wave. So, and C is always 5 waves. Now, with that said, because I'm not thinking that this is a correction of the O move, and this is not my own A, and this one is not my own B, I'm thinking that this one will be my A, which will form properly. Leg up will be my B, and the leg down will be my C. And that will make it, what I think it should be. So this B is going to get complex. It should give us a 3-wave, because this one has given us a 5-wave to this downside. This one should give us a 3-wave to the upside. By the time we finish it, it's going to give us a 3-wave. And the last 5-wave will make it a zigzag, and we are going up. Now, back to the 4 hourly. So sorry for that break in transmission. The network was just fumbling. So we should see that as a potential A, B, and a C to the upside. So if this one had given us an A, and this is seen as a B, and this B part of it, I expect it to be a three wave. So at the end of the day, by the time it's a three wave and we have the last leg going up as a C, then that would have conformed properly to this wave A and a three wave in the middle, even though A, B, C of that will give us a three wave, to now go down one more time to run a five wave to the downside to finish that. That is what we should be expecting. And if anything is going to change, we're going to see that. But we'll take it one step at a time. Now, so I'm pitching the idea of a break of structure to us and how to deal with it. So a break of structure and a retest of that structure. This is the break of the structure and a retest of the structure, maybe close to the trend line or anything, but it has to do with your fib relationship. Now let's go inside of a 1 hour and now see. Inside of a 1 hour now. So this one is out. Can I take it out? I can take this out because we know we have confirmed a break of structure. Even the trend line had broken it earlier before having it broken at the top here. So we had confirmed that. And a break of structure, when we're coming down, this is the structure. That's the weekly trend line here in broken line. So this had broken that structure. So what the price we ultimately want to do is to walk up towards that trend line to correct it as a wave B. Now, yeah, so this is what I'm saying. That's the weekly trend line here in broken line. So we are trying to walk up to correct this break of structure here on the weekly, towards this area, most likely, before we turn down. That would have finished an ABC, and we're going to turn down. So we should expect that we're going to have an ABC. And thereafter, if you're able to catch the low, the price is going to react violently. And most likely it's going to be a crushing blow to the upside. So we are trying to take it a piecemeal. So now, a question was asked me, and this is why I'm trying to go all over this and to say all of this. Now, we should expect an ABC correction. Now, we've had a 5 waves to the upside, and this I won't say is a 3-1. Is that thought is not popular with me as a 3-1, and that we're going to go to 3-2 and we're going to shoot up. I wouldn't, in as much as, yeah, it's a thought that we can entertain, but I wouldn't want to entertain that for now until something changes. We can always catch up. We don't have to be in a hurry to catch anything. So you can always catch up if it's going to change. But for now, this is what we can see. This one is complete as A. This is seen as a B. But being seen as a B, it doesn't look complete to me as a B, because a B cannot come down in 5 waves and that will end a B, and this one is going to go up as a C. It doesn't look like that to me. So I might see that this leg that is going up is going to be a B wave of this B, and we're going to now turn a C leg to the downside. How far that will go, but I know it shouldn't break 86.5. It shouldn't break that, or you could walk up to around 76. It might still come down to around 76 or 78 that I gave the other time. But let's see this one off for now. So this might just be A of a B. We might be seeing this as the B here of a B might actually be very, very complex. It might be very, very complex. It might be very, very complex. In actual fact, it might end up giving us a 5 wave. The B of a B might end up also giving us a 5 wave here. So if it gives a 5 wave, the B of a B will now be more complex. We'll give a 5-wave and a 3-wave in the middle, another 5-wave, because that is what it might just do at the end of the day. Because if this is an A of a B on the larger on this 1 hour time frame, the B of a B should give me like a 3-wave. So in it giving me a 3-wave, which is the B of a B giving a 3-wave format, this could actually go up here, another one coming down here to do another leg to the upside of that B. And after that, that might finish. Then after finishing the C, because I'm expecting a 3-wave, this might just be A of that B, because this B wave on the bigger time frame here now, this might just be a part of it. But the B part that is going on might be subdivided into 3. That's what I'm trying to say. This might just be a part of it, a B part of it coming down, and a C part of it going up. So to finish B as a triad, and another 5-wave will run down to now finish C of this particular wave as an A and a B in the green and a C in the green, and the price will now turn up before it gets there. So we are going to see how this one is going to form. But I think the way this had gone up, I won't be surprised if the B wave in the middle is going to now run a zigzag. So we have these 5 waves, a 3 waves, a 5 waves, and it's now turn down in a 5-wave to finish it. And in that case, it will now form a zigzag and to this one coming down, and it will throw itself up. So we should expect things. Let's see this, the way this one is going on. I don't think that this wave that is going on is going to break the top. I don't want to think that way. I don't want to think that way. And that is what I can pitch to you here now. So it's going to be, this is 5-wave, which is bigger than this 5-wave, and this 5-wave is going to be smaller than these 5 waves. That is what I can see here. Everything is making an interesting look at what we call a zigzag pattern or flat zigzag. It's looking like that to me, a flat zigzag, whereby this one is going to be a zigzag, this one is going to be a zigzag, and this one in the middle also is going to be a zigzag. This B in the middle is going to be a zigzag, and now it will now force down after completing. So we are going to have this B completing itself as a zigzag first, before we now complete this one as a zigzag to the downside, before we now complete this one here as a zigzag to the upside. That is what it's looking like now. But we need to see this break structure to the downside to end this A of a B. So A of a B in the green. So maybe we are going to use red for that, because this B is divided into 3, which is the first part A, B, and we have not seen C. Now this B that is going up now also is divided into 3. So we might be using A red, B red, and a C red to come out to finish B, before we now do a C leg in the green. So once we finish a C leg in the green, it will now complete this B blue. We now turn up to finish A blue, B blue, and a C blue before we turn down. That is what it's looking like. And that is what I can see for now. I hope I'm clear. Now, for now, this is seen, and this one will soon finish itself the way it's looking like now. I think it will soon finish itself as an A and a B, sorry, as an a 1, a 2, and the third wave, let's see. Let me go inside of, yeah. Let me go inside of, because, and eventually it might just be 3 wave because it's like in a B. So it might just be 3 wave. It might not be zigzag or anything. It might just be 3 waves, but we'll see after it's completed. But is the return here is at below 61.8, so which is also good if you are thinking of a zigzag in that format. But And again, the leg that it has thrown up for third wave, if it's the third wave of it, it's also gone beyond 161.8. So which is also good as a zigzag in the making. So, but if this is the end of that zigzag, let me do something for us, because at the end of the day, it might just be a 3-wave pattern and not 5 waves. I'm just for learning. I'm going to stop soon because I'm not supposed to be drawing in between here now. I'm not supposed to be drawing in between here, but let me use this. Let me use that. So I'm just trying to do something for you, the learning. If this is 3 and this is like 2 here, let's see if we've had 4. If you say we've had 4, from here to 3, you don't bank on this kind of time frame move. You have to look at the higher time frame. You're just seeing, probably we can see early sign. That's what I'm trying to do. So this is like 40 here. So we are bouncing. It looks like we are bouncing off what looks like the 4th wave. And that's the way it's looking. So far, we don't break 50 immediately. This is 50 here. So far, we don't break this one immediately. Once we break it, then we have finished the movement to the upside for this time frame. So that is what we are saying. But all this one can change. It can now be a 3-wave pattern. It might not be a 1, 2, 3 to the upside, and everything is coming down again. So it must just be, once we break this 50 here, so it's a B wave of this B of B. So once we break that, so we shouldn't break that. We shouldn't break 50 to the downside. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything is funny now. So if that's the case, if I go to 15 minutes time frame, if I go to 15 minutes time frame, so it might just mean that if it goes up to be what we are thinking, that this is the 4th wave is almost getting there, we shouldn't break it to the downside. The price is there. Then we are trying to say that these may not go beyond a 61.8 here to finish this wave as a possible wave. Yes, as a possible wave A of that B green. So it might just be that at this point, but if it's going to be like a 3-wave pattern, so it is 1, 2, 3, and that may just end this wave as an A. So once we break this level to the downside, so it's the B part of it that we are doing. So that is what we should be. So we are retesting this structure that is broken now. So if it's going to run a 5 wave, it's going to go up, come to around this area to finish A wave, come down again to do a B wave, turn up to do a C wave to finish this B, then turn down to do a green C, and before going up to do a blue B, a blue C. So that is what we can see. But okay, it's breaking 50. It's breaking. Okay, it has broken what I called a 40 now. So it has broken it. So this may just end the whole move here. And well, we'll wait to see. But again, what would tell me that this is out of the way, and it is this. Let me. You can't preempt. It's only what has completed itself that we can talk about now. So what I want to see now is that this move, let's see how it's going to work down. If it's going to be a zigzag, definitely it doesn't look like a zigzag now. It looks more like a 3-wave pattern, 1, 2, 3. So that's the way it looks now. From if it breaks 50, it's more of that. So again, another thing is to say, okay, maybe this is wave 1 and this is coming down as a wave 2. But whatever it is, if it's going to come down as a wave 2, this level must not be broken, because this is like this level here must not be broken. So I am going to turn down to a red because that is at 90. So this wave 2 of this one that I call wave 2 is at 90 here. So the level that must not be broken is now this. To make it a zigzag, the level that must not be broken is now. So we are just doing an academic section now. So we need to see how it's going to go. So this is the level that must not be broken now. In case we are thinking of a zigzag. So let me use green for that, a deep green for that. So that's a level that must not be broken for now. So, but let us finish this, then we can read what B is going to give us. It's still early days, so we shouldn't give ourselves an headache. So it's an early day. So the fact that this one had gone up does not mean anything now. So we are seeing there must be a level this thing must pull down to tell you that this is A wave, and we are doing a B wave to do a C wave to turn up. And once we do that, so we are marking those levels in case it's a 5 here, but it's looking more like a 3. So we've done this. So we continue to watch. And this level, these two levels must not be broken if it's going to be a zigzag. And if it's broken to the downside, which is not unexpected. Once we break this level to the downside, we now see this one as a possible flat in the middle, which more means that we can now have this one turning down at about 123 extension or 161.8 extension to see. So far, it does not break some levels here, which we will not expect. So, but let's see what happens in another 8 to 12 hours. So that's what we can do for now. So let's just keep. We have a chance to look for a C leg to the upside of a B blue. So that is what we're waiting for. Bye.